Hey guys, what's up? I am back with a brand new video and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Infinix Note 11 versus the Samsung Galaxy A22. And the Samsung Galaxy A22 is powered by a Mediatek Helio G80 processor with a 4GB of RAM, while the Infinix Note 11 is powered by a new Mediatek Helio G88 chipset with a 4GB of RAM as well. On the back, we have a quad cameras on the Samsung. We have a 48 megapixel main camera in which we also has a optical image stabilization. Also we have a 8 megapixel ultra wide. We also have a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, while on the Infinix we have a 50 megapixel main camera, f1.6 aperture. Also we have a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, no ultra wide lens on the Infinix. Although the back is made up of plastic on both phones, and the frame on both phones is made up of plastic, and both phones also has a fingerprint scanner on the side. And the sides of the Infinix, it is more flat, and you can see on the bottom we also have a headphone jack, and the Infinix also has a dual speakers. In this video I'm going to show you how much a difference between the Infinix Note 11 versus the Samsung Galaxy A22 in apps opening speed as well as in the boot up test. So without any wasting time, let's get right into it. And guys, now let's see the boot up test. Here we go. In the booting up speed, and the logo, it is here exactly the same on both phones. Also we have Android 11 on both phones. We have a Samsung One UI version 3.1 versus a XOS which is a version 10. And let's see which one is faster. And the Infinix, it is a little more faster when it comes to booting up. You can see about half second difference there between these two devices when it comes to booting up. And guys, now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. We have a 6.7 inch Full HD AMOLED display with a 60Hz refresh rate, while on the Samsung we also have a 6.4 inch Super AMOLED display, Full HD Super AMOLED display with a 60Hz refresh rate. And both phones also has a U-shaped notch, and you can see on the top and the bottom chin, it is a little bit more bigger on the Samsung as compared to the Infinix. Also you can see that, and the forehead, it is much wider on the Infinix. Everything scrolls up in the background, no application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones. Now let's see phone dialer, that is here exactly the same on both phones. Next on the list is the settings, and that is also exactly the same. Now let's go to the display, and you can see we also have a 90Hz refresh rate, while on the Infinix we have 60Hz refresh rate. Both phones also has a always on display because we have a AMOLED display on both phones. Now let's see Amazon shopping launching at the same time. Again we have a G88 versus a G80, a little more faster on the Infinix Note 11. Let's see the scrolling, and that is more smoother on the Samsung because we have 90Hz refresh rate. Now let's check out some games application. Now let's start off with the Candy Crush Saga, and the Candy Crush Saga faster on the Samsung as compared to the Infinix. We have those speakers on the Infinix, much better. So here is the 822 max volume, and you can see we only have a single speaker. Now let's see Instagram, faster on the Samsung. Now let's see Pinout, exactly the same. Now let's see Snapchat, exactly the same. Now let's see Spotify, and the Spotify faster on the Infinix. Now let's open the Subway Surfer on both phones, and the Subway Surfer should be exactly the same on both phones, but Infinix Note 11 a little more faster there. Now let's open the Temper Run 2, and the Temper Run 2 should be more faster on the Infinix, but it is also exactly the same on both phones. Again we have a G80 versus a G88. Without any wasting time, now let's open the PUBG Mobile on both phones, and in the PUBG Mobile, let's see which one is faster. Again we have a Mediatek Helio G80 processor versus a Mediatek Helio G88 processor, but it is a little more faster on the Samsung, and not a huge difference. And both phones also is give you a smooth graphics, the ultra frame rate. Now let's opening up the Twitter, and the Twitter faster on the Infinix as compared to the Samsung. Now let's open Zedge, and the Zedge faster on the Infinix Note 11 as compared to the A22. Now let's see just scrolling, and that is more smoother on the Samsung. Again, we have a 90Hz refresh rate versus a 60Hz refresh rate. Last time I launched the cameras on both phones, default camera app. Now let's see that which one is going to be the fastest one. The camera is open up more faster on the Samsung as compared to the Infinix. Again, we have ultra wide on the Samsung, which is not really available on the Infinix. Okay guys, now let's see internet browser speed. I am seeing default Samsung internet browser on the Samsung versus a Google Chrome on the Infinix. Now let's open the Wikipedia.org at the same time. Faster little bit on the Infinix Note 11. Now let's see just scrolling, and the start I see little bit lag, but again little more smoother on the Samsung because of the 90Hz refresh rate in the display. Now let's open English. Exactly the same again. Let's see just scrolling, more smoother on the Samsung. Next on the list is the Apple.com. Apple.com should be more faster on the Samsung, and you can see as compared to the Infinix. Now let's see just scrolling, and feels more smoother. Yes, I can see the difference between 90Hz versus 60Hz. So guys, now let's see RAM management on both phones, and both phones is give you a 4 GB of RAM, and the Infinix automatically remove apps in the background, and you can see. Now let's see phone dialer on the Samsung, no refresh. Settings, no refresh. Now let's see Amazon shopping, no refresh. Let's see Candy Crush Saga, refresh on the Samsung. Instagram, no refresh. Let's see Pinout, refresh on the Samsung. So now let's see the Snapchat on both phones, that is seems like refresh. Now let's see Spotify, and the Spotify refresh. Let's see Subway Surfer refresh on both phones. Now let's see Temper Run 2 only refresh on the Infinix. So looks like the RAM measurement it is more better on the Samsung. Now let's see PUBG Mobile, no refresh. Now let's opening up the Twitter, and no refresh. Now let's see Zedge, and the Zedge seems like in-app refresh, but it is refresh on the Samsung. Last, we're back to the internet browser, and that is no refresh on both phones. And guys, what I have to say regarding the app's opening speed, as you can see that and the Infinix as well as the Samsung and both phones is perform very similar in the game app loading time as well as in system based application. And yes, sometimes the Infinix is perform better as compared to the Samsung only in the game app loading time. In terms of the RAM wise, and the Samsung is perform much better in the RAM management as compared to the Infinix. Also on the Samsung as well as on the Infinix, we have 5000 mAh of battery size. We have a 33 watt super fast charging on the Infinix versus a 15 watt fast charging on the Samsung. That's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Infinix Note 11 versus the Samsung A22. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. And I will see you in my next video. Peace out.